John Paul Dorn, here's another answer. First, I thought your video wasn't available. I see you have another channel. Forget if I've subscribed to it. But anyway, here's the other video because you said that I'm like a Republican. No, you didn't. You said that I express belief in things that Republicans claim to believe. Very carefully worded, because I believe in freedom. I'm a libertarian. Because that's the belief in freedom, and I don't believe that libertarianism is opposed to good things for the people, because I believe in material tests for liberty. You know, it's like if you live in a country with freedom of speech in the Constitution, but all the speech and all the property is owned privately, so that the property protections mean you don't actually have any place to go and speak, then you don't have free speech, you know. But people, some of them, believe in, you know, principled freedom, freedom in principle, but we don't live in idealized worlds where principles apply. Principles are idealizations. We don't live in worlds like that. We live in a real world, a tangible world, okay, a material world. So if you study the material results of freedom, you'll see that there are plenty of things. You know, people that are just anti-taxes and say, "Oh, so I'm against government and libertarian, I believe in freedom," you know, and just assume that government is the only impediment to their freedom, you know, they're not making a calculation then. They're saying, well, in principle, you'd be free, so ideally that would count. Well, it's not ideal, you know. What is it? In theory, theory's better than practice, but in practice it isn't. And so yeah, I do have those positions, and if you look back long enough in my video, you'll see I had extended arguments with market anarchists and the like, because yeah, I actually believe in freedom, and I blame the government plenty of that in my experience, but I also came to look at the whole picture and see that the government is often just a tool of a subset of people instead of a tool of the whole, and that in many ways its influence can be subtracted out as and interpreted as the relationships between these power structures that work through it, in which one party is the popular vote, and it's not the most powerful, in my opinion, but it exists, and so at least it's there, you know, and sometimes that the fact that it's involved there is the only way that it could get any leverage on a material, practical situation, because we have been promised freedoms in principle for many centuries now, and the problem is more in actually getting the material results of those and maintaining them, you know, keeping the material results instead of just having a short kind of period where they're enjoyed and then they're restricted and so on. So, yeah, you know, my conclusion, I believe in socialized medicine. But you're a libertarian. Yeah, because, you know, the thing is, too, like, I'm a minarchist. I believe we should have the smallest government possible. But I noticed that for the government to run a legal system, it has to be much, much bigger than the largest company. So that's going to be a pretty big government. Same kind of thing, you know, it's like, I don't believe the government shouldn't be involved in healthcare. I believe we need healthcare to liberate us and to be free. So, you know, to freely change your job and all sorts of other things. So it helps liberty materially. So, oh, but we have a principle that says that that's a restriction just in principle. Well, but I'm a materialist. So, all right, cheers.